Hey there, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew, and in today's live stream, we're doing a Q&A and answering your questions about this morning's video on 5 ways to make money from home and online. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. If you're a member of the consulting crew, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get to it. As I said, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew, and today we're covering another 5 ways for you to be able to make money from home and online. These are simple things that you can do to be able to make some extra cash or make a part-time or full-time living in a very quick manner. In some cases, these can be done in a matter of a few hours or in a short period of time, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, month. It entirely depends on what you want to do and how you want to go about doing them. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat. If you're watching on the replay, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. If you could, please put question in all caps. It makes it a lot easier for me to be able to see. It would be greatly appreciated. Let's see who we have with us today. Kim Lackey, thanks for being here. Inside the Labs with Terrence, thank you for being here. Yes, and today we are using the newest gear that I've added to the stream. We are now on a DSLR camera. I have upgraded from being on a cell phone, so the quality will be much better. I can now do better thumbnails and things like that without losing the quality of the image. And not that I have it set up today because I have to make a few adjustments of things, but we will have multiple angles, and it will also give the ability to repurpose some of this content to the other platforms like Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everything else. So you'll be able to see everything across the different platforms in its respective aspect ratio. So that's probably why you'll notice I'm looking down a little bit more on this camera. This one sits up just a tad bit higher than the original. I kind of miscalculated on the height adjustment when it came to the new mount for the camera. The cell phone actually sat down about another 2.5, 3 inches lower than what the DSLR camera is. And when I measured out, I did not take into the thought process the additional adapter that the DSLR had to sit on, so I got an extra couple inches, so now I have to look up a little bit further than what I was before. But overall, the quality of this camera compared to the old cell phone is way, way outmatched. Yes, thank you, thank you. I've only managed to take about a dozen photos with the camera so far, and I will actually be posting those on to the Facebook group as well as the page for everybody to be able to see a difference between the new camera and the old cameras, because believe it or not, I went from using a very old generation of camcorders from when HD first started, so they were only 480 to 720p resolution to the cell phone camera, which could go up to 1080p, but depending on the settings of the phone, really only went between 480 and 720 as well, which is most commonly what we had here on the stream to begin with 720. Because I am using StreamYard, that's the highest output I can actually give is 720 on my license with them. I could upgrade to the Pro version and have the 1080p output, but that won't be until probably August of this year if I choose to upgrade to that level. I could also go to using OBS and have that output, but that requires me to go through and use that platform a little bit more to learn all of the ins and outs of it before I can actually use it for live streaming. But for right now, just having this camera makes a world of a difference, in my opinion, from what I've seen doing my tests, setting everything up. Okay, so in this morning's video, the 5 topics that were covered were email marketing, freelancing, YouTube monetization, sponsorships and brand deals, and doing case studies or research. If you have any questions on this morning's video, please feel free to drop them into the chat or into the comment sections. Yes, it is definitely day and night with the quality aspect. Now I can actually have that bokeh effect, whereas before with the cell phone and with the camcorders, the camcorder itself, the original videos that I published on this channel, they were very hard to keep in focus. Me being visually impaired, I already have enough issue of keeping things in focus. And then looking at a little itty bitty, like 1.5 inch, 2-inch LCD screen to try and get the picture to stay in focus was hard. Even with the auto focus on the cameras, it was still hard. And you would also hear the camcorder operating in the sense of hearing it adjust every time I moved or anything. So then I went to manual, and then that was even more complicated. Whereas on the cell phone, it was in focus, but everything around me was constantly in focus. Now, with the new DSLR camera, I have it set to autofocus on me, but it'll give the out of focus look on the background. And then also, if I take something like my coffee cup here, for instance, it may not be 100% in focus at all points and times, depending on where it's at on camera. And then I can also go like this and put it up in front of the camera, and it will focus to where you'll be able to see things a lot more clearer than you would have before. So it is definitely a great improvement. The products reviews and things like that I'm going to be doing over the next few days and coming weeks and months will be much better than the ones in the past, because now I'll be able to get the images the way I want them rather than making do with what I had with the cell phone. And this is one of the reasons that I talk about content creation and why I'm going to be doing my content creators course, is to be able to show how you can go from the lower quality equipment to the higher quality equipment, the difference between them, how to use them, and things like that. Because believe it or not, you can do YouTube content or any content with no matter what platform you're on and make a living. And that's one reason today's video and live stream cover YouTube monetization. Because as a content creator, you don't have to be just on YouTube to be able to monetize your content, and you don't have to solely deal with just YouTube to make your income from that monetization. And there's definitely one person here right now in the live stream in the chat that knows exactly what I'm talking about, and that is Terrence from Inside the Labs. We were together in the People of Video conference this past year, as well as the POV Society. We were founding members, and this is all we talked about this past year was upgrading your content, figuring out your content, monetizing your content, different ways that you can monetize your content, ways to improve on your channel or on your platform, whatever it may be, because we are on different types of video platforms these days, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram Live, LinkedIn Live. There is plenty out there. And this is how we've managed to grow our own growing of the channels and content growth in general, is by learning from some of the pros out there like Dan Courier, Nick Nimmin, Dean Nimmin, David and Maria from Live Streaming Pros, Pat Flynn, and Daryl Eves, Roberto Blake, just to name a few, because there's literally a crap ton of influencers out there that cover these kind of things. But in my course, it's going to be tailored more to the visually impaired and disabled community and making it a lot easier to understand and pointing you in the right direction right off the bat. And rather than making you go and search for things yourself, I'm going to show you every single step. Which brings me into another question to ask you in our community. Currently, before we get into the topic of today, currently, as most of you know, I am in the process of starting to do the recording of my content creators course. I finished the outlines this past week. And between my coaching groups and my business mentors, we're having a little bit of a debate on the structure I should do in order to be able to maximize my profits from this course. And a couple of them think that I have too many lessons in my modules, and then there's a couple of them who think I should take my lessons and divvy them out into categories of beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And then there's a couple that say just do it as is. So I'm actually curious to ask you what your thoughts are. Currently, I have 12 modules with 60 lessons. And additionally, there's another 9 videos after them, 60 lessons, that cover all the different resources that are covered within the course. That way you have a single video on each different type to go and find them, as well as all of the bonus content you're going to get for being a member or a student of that course, which include a mastermind group, digital products, which will be overlays, lower thirds, watermarks, header templates, PDFs on different content ideas that you can do, and things like that. Now, do you, in your opinion, want one course that covers absolutely everything from beginning a very brand new channel, never done it before, to an advanced stage? Or do you think it should be in a tiered setup to where it's one course and you either pay for the entire course or pay for what level you're at? And say you're an intermediate, then you would pay for just that section and up. Or do you think it should be broken into three separate courses in general: beginner, intermediate, and advanced? I'd love to hear your thoughts. This will help me to be able to structure the course, which will benefit you in the sense of making it easier, because then you can get the knowledge and information you need from that specific set rather than going through the entire thing. Yes, brother. If we get to go in person this year, we will definitely get a chance to connect. Thank you, Terrence. I'm glad to hear that, because that was my thought. And I want to make it affordable. For instance, I don't know if you know, Terrence, or if you watching know, but Daryl Eves is launching a new course that just started, and it's $5,000. 5K to learn about doing YouTube in the same aspect from beginning to advanced. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have $5,000 just to throw at an influencer to be able to learn everything about YouTube. Yes, granted, you can go watch Daryl Eves, Nick Nimmin, Dean Nimmin, Dan Courier at Creator Fundamentals, Roberto Blake, Sean Cannell. You can watch all these different influencers and get the knowledge for free if you go through their YouTube videos, or you can pay and take their courses. Now, I understand that aspect of paying to get the information immediately compared to going through and taking your time to find everything that you need within their videos for free. But I don't have 5K to go out and go, here, give me the information quicker. And I know in the disabled community, being on SSI or SSDI or whatever it may be in your respective country, because we are an international group, I don't think we have that kind of income saved or readily available on hand to just go, here, take my $5,000 and teach me how to do this. Whereas I'm going to make it affordable, around $200, and you get absolutely everything from starting a channel brand new. I'm going to show you how to set up a YouTube channel, creating your account, getting it started, and going through the entire process to the point to where you can go, I've never created content before, to the stage of you can create killer content right off the bat and be able to get that immediate growth and monetization and everything you need right off the get-go, rather than making you spend an arm and a leg or two arms and a leg just to be able to go, yep, I want to learn. And I'm glad that you agree with that, Terrence, because that's a good sign for me. It backs up my thinking process, because I don't honestly know anybody other than the influencers themselves who have $5,000 just to go out and go, hey, teach me this. Hey, Greg, what's going on, brother? Yeah, see, and then you've got the whole book aspect too, and you can get the same information pretty much out of the books as well at a way cheaper price than what you're going to pay for actually going through a video course to be able to learn the same things. Now, granted, there's probably going to be some information missing out of the book to try and get you to take the course, but you still get a lot of the same information. And I'm planning on doing the same thing because I'm doing the People of Video Society thing with Dan still, and I'm doing the transcription book for the last conference and doing my own spin on it as well to take all that information that I've learned over this past year plus my personal experience to be able to do the same thing. However, I still think that it would be more pertinent and relevant to make things more affordable for the audience, which will help you all be able to go from starting from scratch to being advanced. Yeah, see, and that's the thing too, is you've got all their years of experience that, like Terrence is saying, you're paying for their years of experience. Well, guess what? Their years of experience are minimal compared to mine. I've literally been here on YouTube since its very first day of launch, Valentine's Day of 2005. That is 16 years I have been here on this platform. Why haven't I been monetized? Because I chose not to, because it was a hobby. Each of the influencers I am friends with have been kicking me in the ass this entire past year about how I need to monetize because I've been on here longer than all of them and I haven't been. I didn't really so much care about it at the time. Being on disability, SSI, and SSDI, it's a lot harder to go about doing the monetization, but it is entirely possible. There's just a lot more workarounds that you have to do in our community situation to do that kind of a thing to monetize compared to the average able-bodied person in the community who wants to be a content creator that already has the ability to monetize without restrictions. Exactly, Terrence. That's my thing is affordability because if you can't afford it, how are you going to do it? And that's why my preferred customer is somebody that is on disability. Now, I'm not saying that anybody that's not disabled cannot take this course, but it is directed more towards the disabled community or low income community compared to the average person because I know what it's like to be on such a very strict low income and have to deal with the restrictions myself. So I have that aspect of knowing what's going to be needed and how to go about things. All right. Now, to get into today's topic a little bit more, because these do also play into this a little bit more as well. And number one on today's video this morning was email marketing. And email marketing, to put it simply, is to take the address from your fans here on YouTube or on Facebook or on Pinterest or whatever platform you're on, getting their email address either just for a newsletter sign up or by giving a digital product like a PDF or overlays or something to that effect. You give them a free digital product. They give you their email address in return to get that free object, and then you turn around and then you market to them by email. By doing this, you can do affiliate links. You can do mentioning of your sponsors or brand deals that you may have. You can do your own product marketing if you have any, whether it's physical or whether it's digital. There is a lot you can do with email marketing. The best part about doing email marketing as a content creator is it's a security blanket. If for any reason YouTube or Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch, any of the platforms decide that for some reason you might have violated the community standards, well, they can suspend or they can terminate your account completely, and then your audience is no longer able to watch your content, can't get in contact with you, you can't get in contact with them, and then you have your email list. By having the email list, anything happens, you have that ability to reach out to your followers and going, hey, this is what happened and this is what we're going to do about it. This is one reason that I created my website, consultablindguy.com, because now if anything should happen to where I can no longer stream here on YouTube or any of the other platforms, I can actually stream directly to my website. Not that I have been, but I am actually going to set it up there to be able to do that as well here in the near future, because it's nice to have that security blanket as an addition to the email list. I have the blog there, which covers a lot of what I cover here. And you can see the other services, educational information, resources for the community, and everything else. If you have any questions on any of these at any point, please feel free to drop them into the live chat or in the comments section below. If you're watching on the replay, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. All right, and number 2 is freelance work. Now, freelance work is you doing anything underneath a contract kind of situation. This could be being on Fiverr.com or just having it listed on your own website or even on your Facebook page or groups, anything like that. Freelancing is doing an individual job for a fee, whether it's blogging, whether it's running a live stream production like this in the background, so somebody like me could just sit here and talk and somebody else pushes all the buttons. It could be creating overlays and thumbnails. It could be editing a book, editing videos, editing audio. Anything that you can do as an individual to charge a fee for your skill set for that one particular task. Something I plan on doing as a content creator is offering my services and knowledge and skills at these similar instances to be able to monetize myself, to be able to make extra income, to be able to further upgrade the channel here and give back to the community. All right, no questions. So I'm going to roll on to the next one, which is YouTube monetization. There's a couple different ways that you can monetize on YouTube natively, which is directly on YouTube. And then there's ways that you can monetize outside of YouTube to still monetize your content on the platform. One is YouTube AdSense. AdSense is signing up to have ads played on your videos, and then after they get 1,000 clicks on those ads, you actually will be able to get paid from YouTube directly, or Google because it's the company owner, and be able to make money that way. Now, as far as I understand it, just getting the views on the ads does increase your ability to make income, but you make more income if people actually click on the ad in that sense, to where the traffic is more flowing to that ad than just somebody watching it for 5 seconds. Because I don't know about you, but I am one of those, I cannot stand watching all the freaking ads that they put on our videos. That's one reason you don't see them as much on my videos, is because I don't have AdSense. Though I have met the threshold to monetize, I still have not incorporated that into my other channel, though I'm qualified to. And another way that you can do this is, once you sign up for the YouTube Partner Program, you also get a cut of the YouTube Premium memberships. And that is done by YouTube taking a full count of each month, how many people pay for the premium memberships. And then it gets divided among all those in the YouTube Partner Program. So that portion is going to fluctuate every single month, because, say, for instance, there's only 1,000 people that have the premium for 1 month, and then the very next month there's 3,000 people that have it. Well, there gives you a slight decrease, because now those 1,000 members that are getting that cut got to divvy it between just 1,000. Now, if we have 3,000 creators in that same month that are going for that income, the cut that each individual creator is going to get is going to be significantly smaller than what they would have if it was just 1,000. And then it also plays into the fact of how many people are actually subscribed members of the premium to increase or decrease the amount of money made that month. Now, I'm not saying that YouTube creators decide to just drop off or just join in each month for the partner program and able to get that income, but it's a good way to give you an understanding of how that kind of works. And then outside of YouTube, when it comes to monetizing, no matter what platform you're on, you have Patreon, you have Buy Me a Coffee, and things like that, to where you actually sign up for an account on a third-party platform, and then you charge a fee for extra benefits. Now, for those of you who have been around for a while, know that I had one up until July of last year, and they made all the changes, so I shut down my account. But by going to patreon.com, you can actually have it set up to where you have a tiered system, which for, we'll say, $1.99, $2.99, and $5.99, each tier will have a different benefit. The $1.99, for instance, could be access to a members only blog, or a weekly or monthly live stream. And then the next tier up for $2.99 could be the original benefits of tier 1 of the members only blog or live stream, with an additional benefit of updates on more things, behind the scenes videos, And then you could go to the third tier, which would include all the previous tiers, as well as a meet and greet or whatever you wanted to do for that fee. And then your your members get more benefits, not only for watching your content and contributing to you, but now they're getting that extra little bit know, like, and trust factor of being able to see more of what you do, or getting to know you personally, getting to chat with you in a live stream. Like Terrence and I being in the People of Video Society, to where we could go and chat directly with Dan Courier of Creator Fundamentals. Or like myself being a member of D. Nimmons and going to the members only live streams and actually being on the live stream with him and having discussions over content creation and troubleshooting and everything else. You can also go about using Teespring. Teespring has an integration for your stores to actually list your products, your t-shirts and coffee cups or whatever product you make on there, and putting them onto a store shelf on your channel homepage, or in a store tab, or in a clickable area underneath the live stream, as another benefit for you to be able to make some income from monetizing on your platform. Yes, in order to be a part of the YouTube Partner Program, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which is equivalent to 240,000 minutes. Or, yeah, 40 hours of watch time, isn't it? But yes, you have to have a minimum of at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which is, in retrospect, quite a bit. But that's why you have the other platforms like Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon and a few others out there, to where you can monetize without being at that threshold, because you can still make a fair amount of money prior to going to YouTube's partner program and doing the AdSense in the premium membership to be able to get that income. There are tons of ways that you can actually monetize, and I will be going over some of those in future videos and live streams. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. 4,000 watch hours, 240,000 minutes, and 1,000 subscribers. Now, here on Consult Blind Guy, we're only at 130 subscribers, but we're already at over 31 hours of watch time. My other channel, Raven's Videos 1, is close to 1,500 subscribers and close to about 1,000,000 hours of watch time, just to give you some nice comparison on the different channels. And I could technically monetize that one, but I have not done that yet. Yep, Buy Me a Coffee, there's Ko-Fi, Patreon, you've got the integration of Teespring, which is now known as Spring. Hey, Just Samson, what's going on, bruh? Thanks for stopping in. Greatly appreciated. Miss seeing you on Pat's stream, because I know you've been doing a lot lately, driving and stuff like that. But still nice to see you around, brother. Hope you're doing good and having fun over there in Cali. Nice, Greg. 2,400 hours a month is not bad. Here in the near future, we'll be able to get you even more with doing the mastermind group and everything else. We'll be able to increase that because, like I was saying, for those that join the course once it's launched as paying members, you'll not only get access to me once a week to be able to go over questions and things like that, but you're also going to get 3 months of being in the mastermind group with me to be able to help you along the way as an additional bonus for free for 3 months. That way, not only do you get the weekly Q&As with me once you're a student of the course, but you'll get the first 3 months of the mastermind group where you can join a meeting with me and the rest of the members, and we can all help each other out on growing your channel or your platform, whether it's YouTube or any of the other social media, and give you a little bit of direct feedback and help you with tech issues or planning things out, answering questions, all that good stuff. Yeah, you can do it for any of them, Vidal, because your Patreon can actually be set up in a way that if you wanted, you could have it for both of your channels. And rather than creating 2 different Patreon accounts, you could respectively have both your channels on one Patreon. You could designate one fee for one channel and a couple different fees for another one in that sense, to where, okay, for $5 a month, you'll get this added bonus for this channel, and I'll do this or this. And then on the other channel, if you wanted to, you could either have one tier or multiple tiers and be like, well, here for this channel, you have these options. Entirely up to you, because there's a lot of different ways that you can go about using Patreon. All right. And number 4 on today's list is sponsorships and brand deals. Sponsorships and brand deals are another fairly good way to make a nice lump sum of money compared to the small purchases or donations on Patreon or anything like that. A sponsorship or brand deal would be something along the lines of, you have knowledge or experience with using a product, for instance. For an example, I'll say my experience or knowledge, even though it's an affiliate, would be Pat Flynn and the Smart Passive Income team with all of his courses. I could, per se, in theory, reach out myself, or the company could reach out to you and offer a sponsorship, or you could go to them seeking a sponsorship, in which case you would promote that product or service or whatever it was for an extended period of time, which could be a week, 2 weeks, a season, entirely depending on your negotiations. and get paid for it. Now, some places will sponsor just one episode. Some places will sponsor multiple episodes. Some of them may even sponsor you for an extended period of time, 3, 6 months, or a year. It entirely depends on your platform, what you're discussing, and the negotiation between you and the sponsorship when you make those arrangements. Some of them do have specifics that they may want covered on how often you mention them, where you mention them, and things like that. Brand deals, on the other hand, would be like, for us in the disabled community or visually impaired community, it would be like Ambutech for our white canes going, hey, we want you as a blind individual to mention Ambutech within your live streams or within your videos for 6 months or a year, or as I said before, it all depends on your negotiation with the company. And remember one thing, the companies, whether it's a sponsor or a brand deal, does not have the final say over what is done for that promotion. You do. Do not allow companies to bully you into going, well, we want you to do it this many times and you have to do it this way. No. You, as the content creator, have more knowledge of your audience and the structure of your videos and your live streams, and know the value that you're going to give that company by mentioning them and promoting them within your content. So you have the final say. If you do not like the way that their negotiations are going on the deal, you can always tell them it's not a good fit for you and find somebody else. Because if you don't enjoy the product, or you don't enjoy the services, or you don't stand behind them, and they want to be pushy on the way that you structure things and how you do things, then it might not be a good fit for you. I myself, not into that kind of thing. I don't like being told what to do by whomever, even family. I don't care. That's one reason I do things the way I do things, is because I don't like getting told what to do. And I surely am not going to allow somebody to tell me what to do just to make a few bucks to promote their product. Right. Same here. Um, YouTube has always been one of my hobbies since its creation. For the longest time, I thought I was the only blind person on YouTube. Thankfully, this past year, I learned that I'm not alone. And after learning from the big influencers out there that I have been in contact with about how to monetize and how I can monetize, that's what has inspired me to go for trying to monetize. Is I went off of disability. I am so tired of being on SSI and SSDI and having them tell me how much money I can have and what I can do with it is bull. I'm tired of their restrictions. To be disabled sucks already as it is, and then to be on a government income to where they can dictate to you what you can and cannot do with your money is stupid. Being on disability, you're not allowed to have your own home, you can't buy cars, can't get married, because all of that plays into how much money they want to take away from you. When you already have bills and on a low income, you cannot afford the loss of more money just because you own something or want to be in a relationship. In my opinion, that's beyond bull. They shouldn't be able to have that kind of control over you. I understand it is money that they are giving you for being disabled, but in my opinion, they have way too much power over what you can and cannot do with your income. Because I know a lot of people within the disabled community who wouldn't mind getting married or being in a relationship to be able to get married, and they won't do it out of fear of the loss that they're going to take for getting into that relationship. You wish a tech company would send you a mixer. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a tech company sending me a different mixer. The one I have works, but I've had some technical issues with it in the past, and though it's a company that I have always stood behind before, when it comes to the mixer, I've had some issues with it, and they still haven't contacted me back. Probably because I thought it was defective and I set it right in my support ticket, but still no reason for them to avoid contact entirely. But that's one way that they try to make their money, is to avoid getting returns. Oh, gotta sneeze. Pardon. Trying to hold it in. It would definitely be nice to have a new mixer just to get over the technical issues and be able to do the things I want to, like the background music that I did before, which I will be working on reincorporating again soon. It's just a matter of dealing with the technical issues and getting everything hooked up and working sufficiently and properly. That is the issue. Um, Not that you can see it in the camera right now, but my mixer is down by my leg, and that's one of the complications, is having everything in this little area set up in a way to where it's accessible and easy to use. And working inside of your bedroom at a desk with a lot of tech can be a little bit overwhelming and difficult. All right. And number 5 on today's list is doing research and case studies. Now, you're probably thinking, how is doing research and case studies going to make you any money? Well, to put it simply, either you charge a fee to do the research for somebody, depending on what it is, the category of research you're wanting to do or willing to do, or by doing case studies in which you go out and you ask the questions and do surveys and things like that to get the results and then give it to the customer or client at hand. And it's entirely up to you on the fees that you set to do the research or case studies for those clients, whether it's something that you can do in a matter of an hour or two, or whether it's something that's going to have to be done over a period of time, whether it's a week, a month, or however long. And in some cases, you could already have some of the information yourself from your own personal knowledge and experience, or it may be something that you already know to find the information that they don't know how to. Whether it's uh, like my video series that we're doing right now for Mondays, you could have somebody that goes and contacts you and goes, "Hey, I need to know 80 ways of how to make money from home. Well, then it would be up to you to charge a fee and then go out and find all of the different ways that you can make money from home. That's why we've got this series here of 85 plus different ways to be able to make money from home and online, is because rather than going out and paying somebody to do that research, I went out and did a lot of it and found quite a bit thanks to being in the different business courses that I've been taking this past year, or doing research on the different eye conditions, or doing research on the different phone types, whether it's Android or iPhone. There is a number of different things that you can do when it comes to doing research and case studies. It's something that can be done online, on, on a newspaper, if you still have one in your area, or by going to a library or contacting professionals in the industry to get the information that that client may need. The mixer I have is an Alesis Multi-Mix 8 USB-FX mixer. I have the ability to do 8 different inputs, and it has all the different sound effects on it to where I can modify what is going in with flanger or reverb or echo and things like that, to be able to modify everything. It's got the ability to plug directly into the laptop or computer to be able to record. That's how I record my drums and my guitars, and eventually me singing, because it has been requested and requested and requested, and I still haven't done it. But it is a fairly inexpensive mixer. It can be used for just about any purpose that you would want when it comes to audio mixing. It can be a little bit more difficult with our situation because there is so many freaking knobs that it's just wow. It would take a minute for you to get used to what knob does what, because there's a volume knob and a gain knob and then the balancing and then the different effects knobs. You could use virtual audio cables or voice meter banana instead of a physical mixer. Yeah, it's easier to have the physical mixer because of hooking in everything. What the hell? Well, we will just put you and delete that. Don't need your advertisement in my live chat. Nice try, but not happening. I appreciate comments, but I do not need your long as hell comment about hepatitis. You want to talk about that? Put it in your own content. Don't put it in my live chat. We don't enjoy spammers and people going off the rails in our community or in our live chat. So that's your one warning. Next time your comment not only will be deleted, but you will be removed from the stream. Because my community will tell you I am one person that is a man of my word, and I do not have a tolerance for stupid shit. Pardon the language, but telling it like it is. I'll go off on rant time. Yeah, STD trolls right, Greg. Don't need none of their shit on here. And that's definitely one thing people will learn about me fairly quickly is I do not deal with that crap. But doing case studies and research for a fee can actually make you a fair amount of money fairly quickly as well. You know, like I said, you could do research online in newspapers, magazines, library, wherever you could get the information can help you to be able to make a few bucks. It's entirely up to you on how much you charge to do that research and how long it's going to take you to do it and what they need. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat. If you're on the replay, go ahead, drop them down in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. We've got just a couple more minutes here, and then that will be the end of today's live stream. So if you have any last minute questions, feel free to drop them in. I know, Greg, that I haven't had a mastermind meeting the last couple weeks because I know a few members that have been busy and unable to. That's why I didn't bother posting into the group. But I am planning on posting in the group this week to make arrangements for this weekend so we can get back on top of things for the mastermind. And while I'm waiting a moment for any last minute questions, I would like to thank all of you again for coming and joining me today. Kim Lackey, Inside the Labs Tech with Terrence, Just Samson, The Blind Guy Show with Greg. It is greatly appreciated. Vidal the Blind Reader. Also, real quick, Vidal, I did actually go and look at a couple things, and you can use Zoom to live stream. However, in order to use Zoom to live stream to YouTube and the other platforms, you have to have a paid membership to the Zoom platform, and it is expensive. So just to give you a heads up on that, I did go and look at a couple things, and it is possible, but it is very, very costly in order to use that feature. I myself, if I want to go about live streaming at a fair rate, I myself would either go with StreamYard or Restream. Now, there are other platforms out there that you can use for free, like OBS or Streamlabs OBS, Prism Live Studio, and things like that. But it is entirely up to you on what you're wanting to do, how much you're willing to spend for what features and things like that. Myself, I like using StreamYard because out of everything that I have looked at in the past, this is the easiest layout to work with. No, they don't have 100% of the accessibility features I would like to see on the platform yet, but from what I have heard from Dan and Gage, they are working on improving some of those features yet. All right, Greg. I will post into the group and we will see when everybody is available again, because we've had those few members that have dropped out, and then we had a few people that were out on business and on vacation and things like that. So we'll discuss it in the group and figure out when everybody's best time is, and we'll go from there. All right, it's not looking like anybody has any questions. So thank you all again for joining me today. I hope that you had a good weekend. I will post onto the Facebook page as well as into the group to let you know about Wednesday's stream and who may or may not be our guest. I am still making arrangements and double checking with people to ensure that there is going to be a guest, who's available, who's not, that kind of thing. Now that I have the new camera, I am going to be experimenting after this live stream to get everything else set up. As I said, with new tech comes new possibilities. With new possibilities comes potential trouble. And with potential trouble or issues means troubleshooting. So I am going to experiment a little bit this evening and over the next couple days to get things set up for the secondary camera angle and background music and everything else. So maybe by next week's live stream or sooner, we'll have everything set up in a way that you will be able not only to see this camera angle, but the secondary camera angle, as well as a guest, as well as have the ability for sound effects and background music. With that said, I want to thank you all again for joining me today. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you have a good day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. I am here to help you build your brand, grow your audience, and market your content no matter what platform you're on, and be able to monetize and make money from home and online, not just as a content creator, but as an individual in general, and to help you learn about the blind and visually impaired community. And I will see you again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you have a good day. We will see you soon. See you next time.